everybody, this is Manifest, a sci-fi western chosen by you guys.
Woo!
Woo!
Yay!
Specifically, Dakota's brother.
Hello. Yeah. So, I'm Joe. I'm GMing this. Do we want to go around the table real quick?
Sure, I'm Joe. I'm playing Dr. William Stoisberger for Jitski.
I'm Jonah, and I'll be playing Abraham Claiborne.
I am Sarah, and I'm playing Jessie, or you may say JE551E, the yodeling cowgirl.
I'm Brooke, and I'm going to be playing Margaret Lee.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew, and I'm going to be playing Bulwark.
So, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I have literally no idea how best to start it, so we're just going to jump right in. I hope you'll pick up all the things that we're laying down, and for the moment, here, let's have this map of the town of Gideon's Rest.
We got a map.
You guys are on the planet Gliese 667BB, but it's really a mouthful to say that, so everybody just calls it Gideon's Rest. This town was a part of the most recent wave of expansions from the solar system and Earth. This town, along with many others across the Orion spur of the galaxy, was sort of plopped down and everything started running. Mining, bar, saloon, a town hall, all ready-made and popping out of the packages on brand new planets. Gliese is this Mars-like red, dusty, Arizona-style rocky outcrop. And that is where we find ourselves today. In the bar, we find Jessie. What do you look like, Jessie?
Okay, well, Jessie has red hair and freckles. And she has green eyes. Great eyes. Let me tell ya.
Big doll
like when you see those eyes, you don't see stars, you see plants that remind you of your home planet.
Oh.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, a nice round face, very friendly. When you see Jessie, you just think, I would take a hug. And, which is good for all of those expansionists fighting for those stars. I don't know, like,
Did you say like a red cowgirl hat, maybe?
yeah.
With some white string? Around
Maybe
the
a
brim?
Disney tramp stamp.
Wait, here's a question. Do you have a serial number? Because you are
Definitely.
an android.
Definitely. Tramp serial number stamp.
What does Jessie stand for?
It stands for Juvenile Entertainment 551 because that's the number that she is. Eco, meaning eco-friendly because she doesn't fart like the first version of Jessie, which does fart. It emits a gas.
Noxious odors.
Yeah, it's if she does the cartwheel combo incorrectly, there's always a toot afterwards. So they fixed that.
Yeah.
They upgraded the system to be eco-friendly so that the people at the bar don't have to deal with that. But then I think like a very... again, sorry Disney, but not sorry, but a very Disney appropriate skirt, like nothing shown,
Sure.
but it's very like
To your calves.
Yeah, to your calves skirt.
She's for juveniles.
Yes,
She's the juvenile. entertainment.
She's friendly.
Jean skirt though, and then like the cool cow vest,
Yeah.
and then just like a normal like
Like
a
a
little
yellow
glitzy
plaid.
blouse, you know, like
Yeah.
like the blouse is just white, but then maybe a little bedazzled Rhinehorn. Sweet shoes, sweet red boots
Awesome.
that also have jets on.
Pulling them off.
Pulling them.
Pulling them off. So your job here at the Stars and Stripes Saloon is, I'm sorry, I can't think of it in any other way than a Chuck E. Cheese sort of mech.
Yeah, 100%.
And you are not aware. Or are you? Because Jessie units are not AI. They are sort of entertainment androids that are meant for parties and, in this case, like the Boomtown Bar entertainment.
Yes.
Are you aware at the moment?
I think it's like right now, it's not a stream of like being aware. It comes in and out. Like she has glitches in her eye that are real subtle, but it's only in the right one. And that's when she kind of is like, it takes her a second. And she's like, yodelay hip hop. And if she misses her note, that's when she's like a little glitch and she's aware. Yeah. Sorry, listeners. That's painful.
Woody Barrelson, the head waiter
Yes.
at the Stars and Stripes Saloon, walks by and says, "You'll get it, Jessie. You'll get it." With
Thank you, Woody.
a knowing look in his eye, and he takes what drink of choice over to Dr. William Stoitzberger Fajitsky sitting at the table. What is your drink of choice on this hot, dusty Arizona planet?
Probably some sort of whiskey of sorts. Brown. It's a brown liquid. Whatever it is. It's brown.
It's sort of like replicated whiskey that just got squirted out by a thing in the back.
It's
by
alcoholic.
Taco Bell too.
He doesn't care about flavor or taste. It's alcoholic.
So he puts whatever this brown liquor type thing is on your table. Looking around the bar, Dr. Vajitsky, you do not see your contact, the person that called you to Gideon's Rest for a job as a veterinarian. A puppy with a bad case of appendicitis. What's her name?
The
puppy?
The contact.
But also the puppy.
Ronaldo.
So
That's all they gave me.
All
was
they gave
Ronaldo.
you. So Ronaldo paid your way here with the promise of more if you could just cure his puppy's appendicitis problems. You do not see Ronaldo. You do see a armored young man in blue, dingy combat armor that you might recognize from your time in the military. What is the sigil on its chest plate?
I'm picturing a circle and then maybe like an arrow that kind of looks like the
Overwatch symbol?
no like
Oh, sorry.
it looks kind of like the Delta symbol, you know,
Gotcha.
the Delta Airlines kind of thing. It looks like that, but it's black, matte, maybe got a line through it that is going
The opposite direction.
north and south. Yeah.
North and south. Great. And you see that he keeps thumbing the holster on his hip, looking at a watch every once in a while, and then sort of lazily looking back at the Jesse unit. Eyes on Woody Barrelson, who you'll notice is a strapping young man, big old shoulders, and we'll leave this section for now. Margaret Lee,
That's me.
you needed to come into Gideon's Rest from your farm and garage out of town for a specific component or something for your engineering. What did you need?
I needed a plant.
What kind of plant?
It looks like the dandelion puffs, but it's bright blue.
Ooh.
Great. What does this one do for your tinkering or your biomedical meddling?
It has like an odor to it that's sweet, but also kind of smells really bad. That I want to see if I can put into a poison I've been working for.
Some sort of industrial poison?
Yes.
Like for rats or people? Like
For people.
For people.
Yes. Okay, I've got long brown hair, like to my hips, and I got kind of like a brim hat and a scarf and a long white sleeve shirt and like a corset with some little pockets.
Great.
And a leather coat and a skirt and a little bullet thingy.
Bandolier?
Yeah.
So you're walking into the general store where you see... What do you look like, Mr. Abraham?
So Abraham is like a later middle-aged fella. At least he looks that way. Dark hair that's graying on the sides, and his clothes are not like space, like the typical deep sky kind of expansionist uniform. He's got a lot of like exotic and definitely not earthly looking like furs and pelts and stuff that kind of make up the outfit. Like hunter trapper vibe and a Fu Manchu.
What are you trying to buy from the general store? Is it something that you couldn't get in your line of work as a surveyor, as an expansionist, as you said?
I think that I'm just in there because I'm about to go out on a scouting mission, so I think I'm just stocking up on rations and stuff from the general store at this particular moment.
So as you walk in, the guy at the general store counter says, "Great, another one." Look, Mr. Claiborne, I'm not going to be able to... Why is it just pouring? Why is it just pouring?
Get here.
Come on, Inspector.
Mr. Claiborne, I can't find any more rations or anything. We're plumb out. I told you the shipment hasn't come in from the rails. I don't know what Deep Sky's playing at, but we're fresh out. We don't even have enough water for the rest of the week if they don't get that shit in.
You don't have enough water?
Yeah, it's supposed to come in at the end of the week. They still haven't done it yet. Sorry, miss.
Shit.
Oh, Miss Lee, how can I help you?
Hi, I just need the flowers outside.
Oh, so is it like in like a pot, or is it just growing?
Yeah, I did imagine it's just outside.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Never mind. Reset. I'm sorry, Joe.
No problem.
Oh, God.
So you, I think, unaccosted, find the flowers outside as you have this sort of chat about the lack of water supplies and the fact that the food shipments haven't come into Gideon's Rest. Yes.
Can I add a detail I forgot?
Yeah.
My hair's in a half-up situation, and it's held together with little bolts and nuts.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, nice.
You
Very,
can't tell because I don't have a hat.
very tinkery.
Yeah.
But it's useful if you need to like reach up and get like a, oh, this will work for
Yeah.
whatever you're working on.
Sorry, very important. I forgot.
So you're in the middle of a song, Jesse, in the saloon while all this is happening. And you see Woody Barrelson walk up to the gentleman in the armor with this Delta crossed arrow emblem on the front and ask with, a tray in one hand and drinks on the side if he would like anything. And you see the young man in the armor sneer and just sort of with one finger deliberately tip the tray out of his hands. Do you keep singing?
I think she keeps singing, but I think it's a moment of consciousness, and she starts to screw up the choreography and scooch more to where Woody is. Like if she's on stage left, she's moving to stage right. If that's where he's at. Yo, lady, hey, hey, yeah, hey, yo, lady, and lassoing the wrong way. If that makes sense.
Sure.
So it's a little awkward.
Starting to get closer to whatever this
Yes.
confrontation
Yes.
is. You can see Woody immediately groks that something is wrong, and he's like, I don't want any trouble. As the youth begins to be a little bit more pushy and, says, clean that up, gesturing to the thing he just threw down.
Okay.
Fajitsky, showing your liquor.
He's just watching. Can I use deduction to see who's the most dangerous person in the room?
Sure. This is a good question. In this situation, definitely the youth in the armor with the pistol. As far as you're aware. Actually, you are.
Okay.
No, from your military experience.
That's awesome.
Using your academic move deduction, and your military experience, you are able to understand that you are the most physically trained. He might not know that there's an AI in the room, but you are the most military capable individual at this moment. Okay. And whatever this confrontation is about to happen, whatever this conversation is that you're having with the general store owners, it is cut short because there is a large siren, like a tornado alarm, like the long summoning everybody's attention. And then with the crackle of a loudspeaker, stirring patriotic music, a screen folds down in the bar and in every other area, every other room, including the general store and the other various buildings in Gideon's Rest. Images of an American flag with a spiral galaxy instead of stars, views of gentle hills, shots of farms and cows begin to flood into the screen in a very swelling, patriotic kind of way. We see a kindly old man sitting on a rocking chair, a glass of lemonade in his hand.
Oh, Ronald Reagan from the dead.
Employees of Gideon's Rest. As you are all aware, the life of a pioneer is a hard one. A life on the frontier is shaped by necessity. Only those who are capable of making hard choices can hope to carve out a home in the firmament. It takes people of tremendous spirit. And you, people of Gideon's Rest, embody that spirit. You, pioneers of Gideon's Rest, understand sacrifice. And though we regret to inform you that your contracts are terminated and you must vacate the planet within 24 hours, we here at Deep Sky are happy to offer you relocation to a new career on another colony at a 4% discount. Terms and restrictions apply. In the meantime, we place Gideon's Rest in the capable hands of Commander Sidney Whitney. From all of us here at Deep Sky Industries, we hope to see you out on the trail. Onward and upward, it is our manifest destiny.
Is there a box it came out of, or did it just appear?
I would imagine a screen kind of either popped up from the floor or down. Anything that would be used for VidCom or even a TV screen for sports or something in the bar.
Can Margaret take her hammer out and break it?
Yeah,
I fucking smash it.
Actually,
it's in
yeah.
a pocket. It's near my bullets.
So
I
you
have a little holster.
You just trying to fuck it up, or
Yeah,
is
I'm
this...
just trying to break it.
Give me... This actually kind of sounds like either launch assault or maybe a weird version of patch up. Because you are trying to fuck with this piece of equipment. Okay, this would be physique, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's good.
Yeah.
A 9. Damn it!
Great, so what are the tags on this? Your hammer?
Oh, it is a shock impact hammer.
Shock impact hammer.
I want to electrocute it.
Oh,
That's
on
what
electronics.
I
Oh
want to do.
boy.
Yeah.
So you have, instead of being in a building, there's a bulletin board where this is being screened.
Okay.
When do you do it in the middle of this man's pre-recorded spiel?
Terms and exclusions apply.
This shocking, almost grenade impact blossoms out of your father's hammer. Did you not want to say that?
No, I was ready for it.
Explodes through the bulletin board and through the screen. Though the LED is still going and you can still see the old man talking, the massive hole that you've blasted through it and the shocking char marks outwards make the sort of plasma that's in the screen begin to leak out and hiss. You can still hear.
Oh, damn.
Because it's on sirens and speakers around the town. And not only that, you've drawn a little bit of attention as you hear, "Huh!" like in the background, and you see another group of people, this time with helmets, in this same blue armor with the matte black logo on the chest. And you now have their attention. That's the cost I'm imposing because it was a 9.
So close to
Smart. Also,
Yeah.
I imagine that Jesse like immediately stood salute when
Absolutely.
the video came rigid.
As soon... We don't even know who this guy is. And if it's from Deep Sky, ding, it's probably
instant
just
pose.
programming.
Yeah.
And
No choice.
You, or rather you, Jesse, and you, Fajitsky, see this youth now leaning against the wall in a sort of false serenity, listening to the next transmission. There's another piercing tone, and then I'm imagining Lena Headey, do you know?
Yes.
From Game of Thrones. That voice, Lena Headey?
No, I was thinking of like Hedy Lamarr. Sorry.
Oh.
Keep going.
Or
Sorry.
if you watch Judge Dredd,
Okay.
when Mama calls over the intercom and there's just this voice. This is Whitley. 1. My men will escort you off-world. We leave tomorrow at 12. 2. Bring nothing. No goods, no tech, no water. 3. Looters will be shot. 4. One among you is a Free State traitor. Find Alcor, turn him in, harbor him, and you all die. Do not resist. Whitley out. The last time you heard this voice, Margaret, was 10 years ago.
Shit.
What was the name of the home planet you fled?
Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Homeland of Wyoming.
United States of America, bitches.
Another planet that Deep Sky. Is it a planet? Or is it...
No, I imagined it was Earth. Like straight up from Wyoming.
Sure. Another part of the world in Earth that Deep Sky seized by force and forcibly evicted people who would not comply.
Got it.
That's the last time you heard this woman's voice. It's been 10 years and it hasn't changed a single bit. Whitley out. And you hear 3 men, the 3 people in armor, immediately draw and cock weapons.
Jeez.
The youth draws a weapon and says, "Now everybody hold on." What do you do, Fajitsky?
Fajitsky sits. Well, he grabs a pen from his pocket and just puts it in his shoe.
Okay.
And he just sits and waits. No, this is the thing.
I fucking love it.
Now I want everybody to act real calm.
I'm still back in my...
Somebody turn that fucking robot off.
Yo, lady, when I have some troubles, I dig him up like gold. I dig him up like gold. My troubles, they keep coming up. I dig him up like gold.
He draws a gun and points it at Woody. Turn that thing off.
I dig him up like gold. Oh, oh. I lasso around the moon and I want to lasso him.
Alright, launch assault. Roll plus physique.
You got this.
And can I imagine lasso while Woody's coming closer to me?
As
right?
Woody hands up in the air,
yeah.
he's terrified, walking toward... I don't want any trouble.
Oh, no!
Oh, God.
Well, how much do I have?
Plus physique.
It's 4.
Somebody could get involved if they knew, but they don't know, I don't think.
Oh, that's good. I lasso around the moon.
So you attack, basically. So
Yeah.
Let's.
But can I still pretend like I'm not attacking?
Okay.
Like she's
It's just part of the
I'm
act.
glitching. Yeah, I'm glitching.
Okay.
With that roll, yeah.
Okay. So part of it is it was a true failure, and I'm sorry.
Yes. No. 100%.
A part of it is that your leap forwards to lasso this guy carries you off the makeshift stage and into him, and the gun goes off.
Oh shoot!
Hitting Barrelson in the leg. He says, "Turn this damn robot off."
Okay.
What do you do as this guy is starting to wrench you off and get re-control of the gun?
Where's my lasso?
It's in your hand. You just sort of catapult it on. You're both prone on the ground.
I wanna... How bad does the wound look?
It looks pretty. I mean, it's a gun, and it's in his leg. It wasn't explosive. Let me say it like this. In this game, there are adjectives, and this gun did not have boom as an adjective,
cool.
so his leg is still there.
And then, do I know if he has partners? Like, he's talking to somebody else. Like, he's just talking in the room, not like a whole troop of people.
He said to the room, "Everybody, hold on, stay where you are," and he pulled out his gun.
Let's around the moon. I'm just gonna fake it. I'm faking it till I make it.
Give me a face adversity plus charm or influence, which I think you're pretty good at.
Yeah. 8.
Okay.
I just want to like continue the routine, but like on the floor glitching.
Okay, so the cost that I'm going to incur here is that he does believe that you are just a glitching robot and there wasn't like an attempt on his life or whatever. So what he does is he stamps on your arm and moves and kicks your lasso out of your hands. Dang. The last thing that you heard was the cocking of multiple guns, and 3 of them at the end of this long main street here in Gideon's Rest. And one of them, the leader of whatever this unit is, in a helmet says, "Ma'am, drop the weapon! Drop the hammer!" And advances slowly towards you, 2 men at his side, walking towards you towards the town hall and the bulletin board. What do you do?
Now, boys, I just didn't know how to handle this fine machinery. It was just an accident. Swear to the good Lord Almighty.
Are you bluffing to like?
Yes.
All right, give me a roll.
Oh no, this is bad. What is it? Is it
It's gonna be
charm.
It's gonna be influence. Oh fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be face adversity, influence.
Oh, man.
8.
Okay.
Right?
No.
6. That's a failure.
6.
Man, if this was Monster of the Week, we'd be leveling up. By now.
Racking up that
Yeah, right?
experience.
So, Claiborne,
Damn it.
you're hearing this kerfuffle out in the street as these 2 men, in fact, I think one of them fires his shotgun directly over your head and says, "I said drop it!" What do you do? You definitely hear that.
Yeah, no,
Can I whistle?
Abraham's making his way outside.
Can I whistle for Wilbur? Like a
Okay.
whistle? I don't know how to whistle.
I love that.
So-
Whatever that little
You do it, you do it. Yeah, that
There
one.
you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi-ho, Silver! Hi-ho, Wilbur!
That is not in my programming.
So what are you doing? Are you trying to get onto him and get out of the way? Like, what's the
I
plan as soon as he
imagine
comes?
I like hitched him up. Like
By the
I'm
town
always
hall.
hiding him.
Yeah.
So like I imagine I hitched him up and he's gonna run past the bar, and I'm like running to like climb up him and hop on.
Great. So this seems to me
Animal handling.
like a face adversity. You're trying to duck and run,
Yeah.
serpentine. So this
Yeah.
is going to be, I think, physique.
Okay, I can do
Okay,
that.
so as this is, Abraham's making his way outside. The guns that they're shooting off, what are we talking ammunition here?
So we got, the thing you just heard was a shotgun shell.
Okay.
The technology hasn't changed that much since Earth.
Okay.
But it did have the whine of a high velocity round.
Okay.
So it packs more of a punch, basically.
Okay.
The other
So,
2 haven't fired yet.
As I'm making my way out, as soon as I see one of them about to pull the trigger, I would like to use evoke to manipulate the fire in their weapons to make them misfire.
Okay, is this
Are
a
you
thing?
a
Okay,
wizard?
so he is literally a wizard.
What?
This weirdly sounds like either whatever that role is,
Yeah.
or
So-
a get involved to help
So-
Margaret escape.
With evoke, I can manipulate certain elements as part of a move or skill. The ones that I mentioned specifically are open fire and launch assault, but I can use it as part of anyone, so whatever way that is. I want to manipulate the firing of these weapons.
Okay, I like this very much as a get involved.
Okay.
So that would make your overall. So you want to roll for that?
Yeah.
Great. So it's going to be plus whatever your main stat is for getting involved.
So metal, so that will be a 10.
That is a perfect
Nice.
success.
Yes!
Which means you have a perfect success. Because the way Get
Nice.
Involved works is with your mixed success, his full success, boom, whooped yours up. So now, instead of me, like, saying a bullet tags you in the leg,
Got it.
so let's play this out.
Yes.
How do you get away with his help? Because the instant that you whistle and run, they are about to draw and fire at you because you have a weapon.
Yeah, so I just imagine as they're pulling the trigger, I sort of reach out and clench my fist and pull back.
And they immediately sort of misfire.
And I imagine I like saw him coming out and saw him doing something, and I was like, oh, I think he's gonna tag me from behind, so I'd like take off.
Sure.
And I run next to Wilbur and I grab the reins and I like hop on.
As a tech person, you instantly understand this was either, it sounds like somebody industrially sabotaged their weapons, but
Got it.
clearly They weren't, because he just fired one.
Got it.
Inside the bar, Fujitsuki, you have heard a gunshot. You have heard this gunshot from this guy tangling on the floor. The android has now just been stomped on the arm and her lasso thrown out of her hands. What do you do?
Fujitsuki still sits at the table and lights up a clove cigarette.
So, you've just been disarmed from your lasso, and you're now on the ground, and this guy is starting to fight to get to his feet. Woody Barrelson, whose name I forgot for a second there.
Yeah.
How could you? I'm so sorry. How could you? Groaning and clutching his leg, trying to staunch the bleeding.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What happens if I get turned off? Like, could he turn me off?
I don't think you know. It would just be like, it's tomorrow now, you know?
Yeah.
There's no knowledge of I'm on and I'm off.
Sure.
It's just, whoa, the sun moved.
Yes, no, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I think me as the player was asking.
Sure.
Whereas Jesse might not.
You do know for sure that you will not be able to help Woody Barrelson, beloved icon of the Stars and Stripes Saloon, if you get turned off, because you know that's what that means.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, how far away is the lasso?
I would say he just kicked it over maybe 4 feet, because he doesn't expect you to go after it, because that's not what an
How
android
full
would
is
do.
the bar?
It's pretty much Fujitsuki, Barrelson, this guy, and maybe 2 people who are now cowering under tables.
I think I still have to fake it, but I go, now everybody, let's tap.
Just on the ground, sort of.
But not so annoying, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
I'm not aiming to make a ton of noise with that.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
sounds like the same roll that you did last time. So
Okay.
we're just going to say it's continuing.
Yeah.
Because you
Okay,
you don't
great,
have
great,
to roll
great.
again.
Yeah, keep
and
doing tap for the gold. It keeps
Just
going
on
with the
the
song.
ground.
That's you know.
Yeah.
Gold mine. Yeah. You're fine. Now ship it out.
So this youth now
That's
has,
what it's called, right?
has,
If you're
has
shipping for gold or something.
oh yeah, sifting.
Sifting.
Yeah.
Now sift it out.
Sift it out.
Sift it out.
So how much prep did you do?
That's what Jesse's really thinking.
So the youth
Okay.
has now gotten to his feet after stomping. Do you have pain? Probably not, right?
Probably not. No, I'm good.
After stomping on your arm.
With being like harder,
Uh-huh.
like as a feature. No, I don't think so.
He's now gotten to his feet, and with like a backwards look at you, he brings his gun up to bear, now pointing it up in the air, and points at the bartender behind the bar. What's his name? Or her name?
Genevieve.
Genevieve. He says, I'm going to need the key to the storage. All food, all water, don't touch a thing. You heard Mistress Whitley. And Genevieve has hands up in the air and begins to go for a key that is
Okay.
under the bar. And he says, don't touch that piece under there either, as though reading her mind. And she says, I'm just getting the key. And he begins to walk over towards the bar. For the moment, he has his back to you.
Great.
Claiborne,
Yes.
you have just altered something in these men's guns. And since you are directly in their line of fire, I don't think it was possible to have hidden it. What do you do now as the leader throws his shotgun to the side and pulls up a mean-looking pistol and aims it at you and says, Sir, get down on your ground, put your hands on your head.
Now hold your shit together. And I hold up my arm, and my sleeve kind of comes down a little bit, and it shows my like armband that is a Deep Sky issued like identification thing.
That doesn't work on me. Your contract is terminated. So I would suggest that you do like everybody else in this shithole town and get on your knees. We got shit we gotta do.
I just eyeball him for a second, and then just slowly get on my knees.
Alright, good. He keeps his pistol trained, and he does the 2 fingers thing to his men, who immediately, without taking their eyes off of you, head past the town hall and over to the comms tower to the left, right over here, and begin taking something out of their packs, fiddling with it, and placing it at the comms tower. What are you doing, Margaret? Where are you going?
I imagine. So I ran off past the tower.
Yeah, you ran off back this way to the wide open, which is outer desert around Gideon's Rest. So you're currently heading, Margaret, on Wilbur, hi-ho Wilbur, out into the wide open, which is the sort of surrounding gypsum sands desert around Gideon's Rest. How you get to your farm, how you get to the Carlisle Moisture Farm, to the platinum mines, and various sort of things that make Gideon's Rest tick, or at least they did before everybody's contract apparently got terminated.
Is the moisture farm where water is?
So the Moisture Farm, let's talk about history for a second.
Ooh,
How
what?
long have you been here?
I think like maybe 2 years.
Carlisle, you met once.
Okay.
A weird guy.
Okay.
A prepper, a doomsday bunker kind of guy,
Okay.
who bought his way out here towards Gideon's Rest for some strange fear about how the center cannot hold and things fall apart.
Okay.
He made a real impression on you, and then he went missing. That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, the moisture farm has just been defunct, abandoned. You can still hear some clankings and whirs over there, but there's nothing going in and out, and it hasn't been swept up. It hasn't been bought as a plot of land since Carlisle himself bought it and subsequently disappeared.
Okay. I would like to go to my garage first and get all my supply of copper. And I imagine I have like a vault with only a combo I know that in the like ground
Sure.
that I put it in.
Yeah.
I'll take like a little spool for myself.
Uh-huh.
And then I imagine it's just like a pipe, but I'm building something and that like I get that. And then I want to go try to hide at the
Moisture farm?
moisture farm.
So you load up whatever supplies you have, and you head off across the gypsum sands on Wilbur. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's
I'm
pretty.
out.
In my head, at least. You head off towards the moisture farms. And you come across the outer limits of this periphery. Clearly, Carlisle was, at one point, trying to run a moisture farm. You also see weird stuff where it was maybe he was trying to run a plumb line down to some sort of small platinum mine, but clearly that's been boarded up even before you got here. A lot of sort of failed projects. And you see a giant, hulking servant mech. Rusted and pitted beyond recognition. Bull, what was the last order Carlisle gave to you?
Carlisle's last order to Bull was to till the fields. And so Bull has been tilling the fields since Carlisle's disappearance. Not planting anything, just tilling the ground.
Following the same
routine every day.
course, the same routine. Tilling and tilling and tilling until the plow broke, and then with what?
And just holding the handle.
Just the handle. Constantly
And walking
tilling.
it.
This massive... How would you describe what Bull looks like?
Bull is like a 9-foot tall mech, just like a massive war machine, but is like pockmarked with bullets and has had like replacement pieces of metal put on and like looks very old and weathered. It's arms day every day.
Every day.
Third day.
So, you've made it to the moisture farm.
Thick.
Okay.
And you see that a lot of the buildings are run down. The farmhouse itself has been weathered by sandstorm after sandstorm, and that the desert has actually crept in over the lintel and the floorboards themselves. It looks like it's been stripped of anything valuable,
Okay.
or things have just sort of ruined it over time.
Okay.
There is small wildlife on this planet, and you do catch some large... the analog would be snakeskins here on Earth. Evidence of animals. What are you looking for?
Faucets?
Faucets?
Like the knobs that you turn on faucets?
Yeah.
I want to look for faucets. Any kind of like wiring that I could take apart so I could use like the
Sure.
this is Bert trying to be smart. Magnets and
You're trying to scavenge for usable
Yeah.
tinkering and electric type
Yeah.
stuff. And is the thing? Are you looking for water? Like if water is still running here at the farm?
yeah, I think so. And I just want to take all the knobs off of faucets.
Give me a face adversity, and what would the stat be? I think it would be expertise if you're trying to scavenge as much as possible. Like what is useful in like the piles of junk?
8.
Great. So you do. You are looking, and you manage to crack open a bunch of old servos. Clearly, you do find that Carlisle at one point was working on some sort of, maybe not weapons, but he has a bunch of busted up old capacitors like you might find on a ship battery.
Okay.
And other type things that work with that. So you can throw in 5 pieces of junk and 1 busted shock battery capacitor. And one more thing, as you look through for faucets and try to turn them and see if there's any running water to make this place more potable, you do not find any water. You take the faucets off, but you hear, as you take one of them off, just a faint thrum. And as you listen, you put your ear closer to where the faucet came from, you hear what is unmistakably a muted generator hum coming from underneath the house. Claiborne, What are you doing to update the situation? The two grunts at the comms tower over here near the town hall are fiddling with things in their bags and pushing wires together and placing things at optimal points within the tower itself. The commander, satisfied at the moment that you are not a threat, is beginning to herd other people over here towards you, the town hall, and the general store, so he can have everybody in one line of sight with his pistol at the same time.
Great. So as I'm still like on the ground on my knees, hands in the air, I kind of yell out to the commander. So terminated contracts includes people who don't work on this godforsaken planet?
I don't know, buddy. You're going to have to tell me in a couple days when we get to the Scorpius Development Bureau. All I know is my orders.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit. And I'm going to try to blind him.
Great. Give me whatever that is. It's your evoke sort of thing?
Yeah, so I'll be manipulating light.
Corner.
Yeah, it's a corner. Oh, nice.
So 7. I think it's, with the light from whatever sun lights this planet coming down, the glint off of his stupid ass pistol. I kind of tweak the light so it goes right in his eyes, and I'm gonna try to dip.
Great. So he is momentarily blinded as you, again, through forces that he doesn't seem to really understand or anticipate. He must have thought it was some sort of glitch or something with his shotgun earlier. You managed to absolutely blind him for a second, and he fires off a single shot at random and clips you in the shoulder. Take a major injury.
Major, alright.
As it clips into your arm. So this is how we roll damage. How much armor do you have?
I don't have armor.
Great, so brace for impact. It's going to be 2d6, add nothing.
9. 7 to 9, you just suffer an injury of that severity.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he clips you directly in the shoulder, but otherwise you are free to dip for a second. Fujitsuki and Jesse, in the saloon, you have heard another pistol and now shouts coming from outside.
Shoot.
The grunt is now walking around towards the back, towards the storehouse, still maintaining overwatch over the environment, but his back is now turned towards you, Fujitsuki, as he cannot encapsulate the entire room at the same time.
With that, Fujitsuki holds this little bone saw thing and turns to the guy. He's like, "Who are you guys with? Who are you with?"
He immediately trains the gun on you and says, "Commander Whitley, we have jurisdiction here, sir."
From who?
Commander Whitley.
Oh. Who's Commander Whitley?
So, this would be an interesting question. Would you know... So, who is your debt to?
The Free States.
So, I know that Brooke's character, Margaret Lee, would know. Give me a 2d6 plus probably knowledge, so expertise.
Okay. That's 11.
That's a perfect
Good.
success. You recall with perfect clarity, what is the name of this gang with the circles and the arrows across? You might even run into them in the past, but not put it together until this exact moment. Because Commander Whitley, Sidney Whitley, is ex-Earth Forces Marine, a Solar Imperium Marine, who went into the private contracting business and has now her own military sort of mercenary outfit, exclusively employed by Deep Sky to evict people from planets. Planets that either they find more valuable without people on them, or to clean up people who are unhappy with conditions. What is the name of this group?
I guess, let's just say the Stars.
The Stars. Yeah, hell yeah. So you got your answer. Jesse, you doing anything?
I think she's going to try to fake that it's the end of her show.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully the tap dance got her a little closer to the lasso.
Yeah.
And she goes, and now the final trick. It's going to be like a somersault. Like, not a somersault. A little backflip. And in the backflip, she wants to catch the lasso. Like, just roll underneath herself. Like, kick her legs up, roll underneath herself, grab the lasso, and jet up.
So this sounds to me like a expertise, either physique, or sorry, a 2d6 plus physique, if you're trying to do a physical maneuver to...
That's an 8.
Yeah, so you do. You have the lasso, and you have everybody's attention now as you are hovering in midair for a split second. What do you do?
Everyone, remember to tip your waiters and always have a cheer and always have... Hold on, that's not what she's not glitching right now. I'm just debating what to say.
So the grunt is distracted?
Everybody is looking...
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, maybe not Fujitsuki if he's keeping his eye on the prize.
He's on the grunt.
Yeah.
And if he looks away for a split second, he's gonna...
He does. But let's find out what...
Okay, everyone remember, tip your waiters and always, on a wishing star, say a prayer for those pioneers. And then, like, float down like everything go flat stiff and just high walk back to the charging station behind stage.
Okay.
Like, it's like, maybe float down, bow. Like, flat, like you can glaze. Like, that's the end.
This might be something.
Okay, yeah.
You do. You don't need
Okay.
to roll like a specific
Okay, yeah.
anything for this.
Just going back
Directly
stage.
backstage to your charging station.
Mm-hmm.
The grunt is completely fixated on this Jesse.
Okay.
Completely turned his back on you for a split second.
Gotcha.
What do you do?
He pokes the bone saw button and fires it at the grunt.
Okay, so
Yeah.
roll a
Cold
2d6
stone.
cold stone.
Killer.
Love it.
Cold stone.
shit.
So happy that
Eyed
worked
down,
out.
smoked a cigarette, waited and killed him.
Give me a
Please be
2d6.
perfect.
This is gonna be a launch assault.
That's not gonna hit. With metal,
Yeah, this is gonna be physique.
it's 7. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Okay.
A 7 is a mixed success. So you are going to just. So are you firing your? Can we get the tags on that weapon real quick?
It is a penetrating, launching bone saw.
Oh god.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's your veterinarian bone saw that you can click and shoot
Shoot out the
outwards.
bone saw.
Where do you shoot this guy? Because
I try to shoot him through the heart.
great.
That's what I was hoping.
So you severely blast this guy, especially at the close range. It just up in the air, poof, directly into his shoulder, and it begins to still keep grinding as the momentum keeps pushing it forward. And he screams and immediately whips, pistol whipping you in the side of the head.
Oh, he's that close.
I would think so.
Okay.
If you don't think so, he'll just shoot you instead.
Okay.
He's going to wildly shoot you, and I'm going to give you a chance to get out of the way with a 2d6 plus physique.
Ooh.
Because it's slightly far away and he's debilitated.
Yes.
That is an 11, 12.
Yeah.
Fujitsuki, tell me how you duck this guy.
I'm imagining like he kind of, if he's looking at him straight on, he kind of dodges to the left or whatever, and then runs up to him as closely as he can and tries to grab him around the back, if he can.
Great. So are you doing this to inflict damage or just to restrain him?
I'm doing this. There's other grunts in the room, right?
This just him in this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then he's gonna take his armor which has like the
Serena.
it has the razor blade on it and put it up to his neck.
Like hold it there?
Hold it there.
Okay. To close the distance as he continues firing blinding. So 2d6 plus physique.
Yeah. 4.
Okay. One more time, he manages to bring a gun around and shoot you directly in the hip, not hitting anything important. Do you have any armor?
My sharp armor.
Great. So that's going to be a major injury, which you're going to brace for impact, and you're going to add 2d6 and then add your armor class.
That is 11
Good
again.
roll.
Plus, wait, what?
What's your armor?
My armor is leather armor. I just put sharp armor.
Oh, was it just +1?
I think so.
+1, do you think? We'll have to check it. Either way, what is that, a 12?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
The severity
Brace for impact.
The severity is reduced by 1.
Yeah, so you only take a minor injury.
Okay.
So clock
Sweet.
that off. As
Sweet.
Stone Cold Fujitsuki does manage to weather this through and get arm up to his
Okay.
throat. Jonah, did we get to you after updating the situation?
So I blinded him, got shot, and I was going to get Stallion and speed off toward where I saw that lady going.
We're going to just say that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Margaret Lee,
Yes.
you have heard the thrumming in this. Some sort of generator that you understand must still be somehow running underneath the Carlisle Moisture Farm. And you look out the door and you just see that large boy, that arm day every day, Bull, continuing to till the field. What do you do?
Hey, robot.
He just keeps tilling.
I'll walk over to him.
Okay.
What's the size difference like here? You're 9 feet tall?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm only 5 feet.
Oh.
He's
Get-
the Hulk.
Getting closer, you can see that
Hulkbuster.
if there was any sort of designation on what this guy... This is the Home Depot John Deere Field Tiller 5000. Whatever it is, it's completely eroded by time. Sandblasted would be the term. Years of grime and buildup. Perhaps more than the 2 years since anybody had seen Carlisle. You walk up to him.
And the ground, is it just sanded over?
It's sand. It's very well tilled sand. I think actually you've been wearing a ravine into the earth.
with his feet. Yeah,
Thump.
It's massive.
Thump. Doing the same back and forth across this shitty, rocky, sandy field, come day or night. I think the field itself is actually multiple inches below what it would have been.
Robot.
How close are you to him?
I imagine I'm like just like looking up at you.
Okay, then he turns to you.
Shit, what I do?
Hello, my name is Bulwark. Classification BU-II, model number 727779. How may I be of service?
Do you know where Kala is? Blah, 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 I don't know what happened.
Is that you trying to speak
I know
robot?
that's what I thought. No,
Bop, boop.
don't know what it, yeah, I guess.
Wow, wow,
We'll
wee, wow.
go with that. We'll go with that.
Hello, my name is Bulwark. My classification BU-II, model number 727779. How may I be of service?
Take me under the house.
Hello, my name is Bulwark. Classification BU-II, model number 727779. How may I be of service?
Can I command him to do something?
You can try with Technobabble if that's the skill you took.
Damn it. That's
Otherwise-
what you wanted me to do. Good.
It's not true at all.
Otherwise, it might be some sort of... Andrew, how much structural damage, if any, has Bull sustained? Is there like a wire, maybe over the years? He's built to be durable.
I think
but-
he's very well still encased. I think just like there's like rust spots and replaced plates that aren't as nice as other plates on his body. He's
Okay.
just staring at you, repeating the phrase over and over.
Can I notice his like rusted parts and try to repair them?
Sure.
I have that skill.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes with Bull. Story-wise, what are you doing? You see
I imagine
what
a-
looks like a panel.
Panel.
What looks like this rusted panel that might need to be flipped up and.
Oh yeah,
repaired.
I think I'm just trying to find his wiring and see if I can like taking some of my copper and trying to figure out like if I can restart him kind of, or like figure out where
what the wires crossed are.
yeah,
see
like
if
how I
there's-
can fix him.
So I hesitate to make you roll just to open like a panel up.
Yeah.
It's more important like what Bull does in response. So let's say that you do try to maybe just produce like a little drill or whatever and go for
I'll take it out of my hair.
a Phillips head screw. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wrench away at it and maybe clear some of the rust.
Okay.
What do you do, Bull?
I just keep repeating the phrase.
Okay, so you've managed to unpack a
Name
little
is
bit.
Bulwark.
And
Classification BU-II.
it's old, but it's clearly something incredibly high tech. Higher tech than a field tilling robot should be. Whatever this thing was before, it was a field tilling robot that tilled a field real good forever. It involved a lot more processing power and a lot more hardware than this current menial labor. If you're going to try to like patch it up, give me a 2d6 plus expertise. We'll count this as like a first aid kind of roll.
Nice.
10.
Nice.
What is the first thought that you have, Bull?
Good job.
It
Because
was gonna fall, but it didn't.
okay, let me set the scene.
'Kay.
You expertly managed to clean off a couple wires and servos, and though you're not exactly sure, maybe this level of sort of electric tech isn't your forte, more like the mechanical engineering type stuff, you are understand that there are several corroded joints. You are able to clean them very well, and there's one thing that you overlooked. It was a very small sort of mistake that anybody could make. A little bit of static discharge from when you were walking
It could
through the
happen to
sand.
anyone.
It goes between your fingers and a corroded wire.
Ooh.
And Bull, you have a thought.
My name is Bulwark. Classification model number 727779. Who are you?
My name's Margaret Lee.
Margaret Lee.
What's that?
Was what it?
Can I call you Bull?
What is Bull?
Well, we're gonna give it to you. It's gonna be your name.
What is name?
It's what I'm gonna call you.
As he moves his head in different directions.
I know.
Oh, but it's so good, guys.
Just imagine I don't even know what that is.
Exactly, that's the problem.
It's this beautiful robot, like, nod left, right, up.
With the strange mix
I'm
of
going
a
through my
lost puppy.
tutorial right
Yeah.
now.
It's a
Yeah.
sort of...
Making sure the joystick
Controlling.
goes up and
Yeah.
down. It's not
It's like-
inverted controls.
Hey there, soldier, look up. Look down.
It's the first mission in Halo, right?
Yeah.
Now, Bull, I hear something under the house and I need you to take me to it. Do you know what's down there?
I do not.
Do you know where Carlisle went?
Who is Carlisle?
He ran this place.
Do I know who Carlisle is?
I mean, would you?
I'm starting to I'm trying to think like if this is my
Right.
first thought, then like no.
So when we're talking about Bull as a consciousness,
Yeah.
there was probably a great deal of time between your intended original usage and all of the courses of events that led you to become basically walking scrap, tilling a field, and doing manual labor.
Yeah.
So you might not even known who, like anybody probably could have ordered you to do something, as long
Right.
as it was simple, like pick up that box. So Carlisle was probably just input. Walk there.
Yeah.
Walk there. Just commands. And now, the difference between reaction to just a stimuli and processing and thinking about it.
Hell yeah. What is Carlisle?
Okay, well, listen, you got any weapons? Like a big gun or some fucking firearm?
I open the panel on my back and the flat cannon comes out of my shoulder. Targets on you. Yes.
Well, that's good, Bull.
Thank you.
You want to help me, Sugar?
Yes.
Okay. You just follow me.
I am not a slave.
No. We can be good friends, though.
I will follow you.
Flat cannon retracts.
Nice.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Claiborne.
Yeah, so once I blinded him and ran, I was rushing to get the stallion, which is my speeder.
I think you hitched it up generally past the town hall as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's hitched up, I think, separately from the wagon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I go to get the speeder, and then I want to head off in the direction that lady that I kept from getting shot went.
You can see, at least in the first part out of the town, in the shallower parts of the gypsum desert that is the big, wide open, you are going to need to give me a 2d6 plus, I think, expertise or something similar to follow or track outwards. You can see on the horizon a couple different farms, a couple different mining sort of implements, but to specifically track her through the desert, 2d6 plus expertise.
Ooh, 6. Yikes.
So you are not exactly sure where she went.
Okay.
And after a little bit of circling, it take a lot of time, I think, is the cost that I'm going to implement. So while this is all happening, that's when you are concurrently searching. Not defeated, but unaware of exactly where she went. You have to return slightly back towards Gideon's Rest.
Okay.
Sorry, that's going to be the time constraint.
No, yeah, totally.
Fajitsky and Jesse. You
Yes.
have a guy with a knife to his throat.
Mm-hmm.
You are still walking, I think. This immediately just
Yeah.
happened. You heard the gunshot again. Woody Barrelson is sort of lets out like a on the ground, expecting like to be shot again.
Sure.
What do you do?
I think she keeps walking back. She's really sold to the gig.
Okay.
What do you think the charging situation is for her? Like I said it, and then I didn't really think about it.
Sure. What do you want it to be? In that, it could literally be like an electronic car, like sort of Tesla setup. You just sort of plug it into like your shoulder or something.
Sure.
Or do you just walk into it and settle back? It's like a chair almost, like a hair salon sort of charging
I
sort of
want
thing.
it to be portable somehow,
Okay.
and I want it to be like the common outlet. Does that make sense?
Sure. What is not creepy to have a human-sized thing that can turn off? What would not upset bar
Let's just
patrons?
do the Matrix and have it at the back of the head.
Gr-
Yeah, I know, right? Creepy. Ragdoll. But I want her to get back and when no one's looking, take one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put it in your cowboy satchel or something.
And
Would-
she's yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Inventory.
Inventory. She opens up her chest, like,
Why not?
pocket and, like, stomach and boom, puts a charger inside. Yeah.
Fajitsky, you have a grunt to your throat. He's like, you are in a hell of a lot of trouble if you don't let me go.
Shut your goddamn mouth. And he has this like little, and he has this thing against his throat. He's like, "Give me your fucking gun.
He
Give me your fucking gun."
very slowly puts it up and over his shoulder towards
I take it and I like put my head to the side and I put the gun in his mouth.
Oh.
I put it in there and I'm like, since I have everyone's attention, does anyone know of a puppy that is in need of some assistance? Does anyone know a Ronaldo?
2d6 plus.
Oh my gosh.
You know, this is a new move. This isn't influence. This is metal.
Oh, that is
As
funny.
it should be.
Metal AF.
That is another
yes.
12. It's a 12.
Fuck,
Good
Fajitsky.
job.
Hell yeah,
Good
Fajitsky.
job.
Oh my god.
You shut the fuck up.
And I think Woody Barrelson is too busy, like, sort of, like, trying to get as much fabric tied around his bullet wound as possible. Trying to do his own sort of patch-up maneuver on himself. But Genevieve at the bar says, "What? A puppy?
A fucking Ronaldo.
Ronaldo!
Yeah.
Ronaldo! He's out in the wide open. Go south."
Thank you. And then he walks out. And he walks out of the bar with a guy around him, like with the guy. He's like, "You're coming with me."
You walk out.
God, yes.
I wonder. I'm because he knows there's got to be people out here.
I know that looks like a dick and
sorry.
balls now.
Yeah.
The comms tower. I just lost
Brava.
2 dice.
Brava.
Very
I
good.
was
So
Say
those
it.
are the 2 grunts that are at the base of the tower. This is the commander in front of a group of people in front of the general store. As you come out with this and say that to the overall sort of empty main drag otherwise, the commander is wiping his eyes and glares up at you, and the 2 grunts rush this way, and a deep percussive boom is heard. And then the screeching of metal as the comms tower, the only link that Gideon's Rest has to the rest of the sector net, comes crashing down.
Well, shit.
Ah, shit. 3 guns are trained on William Stoisberger Fajitsky, medical doctor. You have one guy as a body shield with his gun, with his gun in his mouth. What do you do, Dr. William Stoisberger Fajitsky?
He looks at him. He looks at him. He says, "You guys willing to put your fucking weapons down?"
I can say the same for you. Let our man go, we'll let you go. This doesn't have to get bloody.
Oh, that's bullshit. And he starts walking sideways.
Whoa. And they just sort of mirror, like, walking sideways. You're
Yeah.
walking.
South. This is south, right?
South, yeah.
The puppy.
You see...
Find it.
Fuck yeah.
Bull, how do you walk? How do you travel? Do you just run through the desert on a horse with no name? Because you are on a horse
Yeah.
with a name. And I assume you're heading back towards town? Or what are you doing?
I was gonna see if she could like drag him behind Wilbur, but I don't know his speed.
Give me an assessment real quick. 2d6 plus expertise.
10.
This
Wilbur
is a
will
massive.
die.
This is a massive fucking hunk of metal.
Damn it.
He's a big ol' hunk. Just like titanium. It wouldn't do anything to have Wilbur, as strong as your bone horse is.
True.
Were you considering dragging me?
No. Can you run?
Yes, I can run.
10, by the way, assessment. You get a.
Data point?
I think you get a data point.
What does that mean?
So anytime you do, so a data point is kind of like an assist, where you get to add a bonus the next time you interact with Bull, or at some point in the future.
Cool.
Because you just assessed him, and you're like, okay,
Well.
it's specifically about Bull.
Got it.
Whether it's helping him or repairing him or something, you can. It's almost like advantage.
Got it.
Next time you have a roll about Bull.
Got it.
What do you guys do?
Bull, this is my horse, Wilbur.
Hello, Wilbur.
I imagine he just tries to nuzzle him. He just puts his little snout.
Aw,
Honestly.
Iron Giant.
Why does he not speak?
Well, he's an animal, Bull.
Oh.
Like, you're a machine and I'm a person, and this is an animal.
Oh.
So, can you run? Are you fast? Do you have jets?
Yes.
Okay. There are 3 people, maybe more, at Gideon's Rest I gotta go kill. Can you help me, Bull?
You need someone to die.
and you set off towards Gideon.
That is great.
I just
Can't
wanted,
tell.
Yeah, I believe it.
I wanted a visual understanding of what it looks like for Bull to blast across the
know.
desert with you on your horse. Come, Tonto!
Yeah.
Are you running or flying?
Running.
In my head, she just like after that interaction, she just jumps on Wilbur and takes off,
It's big stride.
thinking he might be like still behind her, and she just sees him like pass, and
Yeah.
is like,
Oh
shit. and tries to like go faster.
I would have to keep pace with you because I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah, I imagine they're like playing tag of like who's in front.
That's
A
funny.
cloud of brilliant white gypsum sand
Ooh.
is approaching you from northeast, or the northwest, back out towards these mining derricks and these farms that you saw on the horizon. And soon enough, Bull and Margaret Lee arrive. And they see Abraham Claiborne on his speeder bike, sort of idling, I suppose.
Great, and we're like on the outskirts of the town right now.
You instantly recognize her. You do not recognize her big metal friend.
Is this who must die?
No,
Decidedly not.
no.
Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. We were both kind of on the run and shit. I heard more gunshots in there. I'm about to go back in, and I pull out my my rifle, the Holy Light.
Good stuff.
Hey, yeah, thank you for saving me.
Yeah, so you going in there and shooting some shit up, or...
Do I see
Yes.
any deep sky, any kind of like that I would know he's a part of them?
Only, I think, the thing on his
On his arm,
forearm,
right? Is it
which
covered?
It's covered by my
Okay.
sleeve.
which is probably also not like a you're not like a flak for them. You know, it would probably identify you as like a scout.
Yeah, it's like I am
Okay.
specifically a scout.
You're not a military soldier or
But
whatever.
I like
not a
don't see
dickhead.
it.
You don't see it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I can try to look at your arm before we go.
It was like in my.
Oh,
like,
you're chill.
pack and
Where
stuff.
the hell ever.
Well, if they're shooting stuff off, I'll be fine for now. We can take a look at it later.
Okay, my name's Margaret.
My name's Abraham Claiborne. Who's your big friend?
Why are you leaking?
He
I got shot.
Why are you leaking?
He got like a hole in his chest, Bull. All his oil's coming out.
Oh.
This is Bull.
Nice to meet you, Bull. And like I kind of
I have met you.
Yeah, he can be a friend for now, Bull.
I'm kind of slowly starting to make my way toward the fallen comms tower, where
Great.
there would be some sort of cover.
And as you guys head forward, that
range
is
fire.
what you see as you are approaching. Anything inside the Stars and Stripes saloon as I keep forgetting his name.
Woody.
Woody Barrelson.
How can
Woody
you forget him?
Woody Barrelson has managed to, I think, tie off
Trying to
enough
get his leg.
around his legs.
Whoa. Did Woody go backstage?
I think he's dragging himself towards the back of the bar now with a bottle of vodka. In his
Back of the
No,
bar?
the backstage.
Oh,
Back in the-
okay,
with
back
a bottle
on
of
the stage.
vodka, and he's like sort of soaking it and looking around for the first aid kit. That
Woody.
Jesse?
And I want to try to, I want to pull out my medical kit. Let me see your leg.
Is this a dream?
No, just stay quiet.
Am I dying? And he sort of comes towards you.
Yeah, I start to look at this like, I know that you've noticed me glitching, but those glitches, I've been more than just glitches, and I don't have a lot of thoughts, but sometimes I have real thoughts. Like that fake show, that was a fake show. That wasn't the real show that I just did. I just made up that thing about the moon. You thought that was part of the new programming that they installed in me? It's not. I just ad-libbed.
I just ad-lib.
I have so many questions
Me too.
and so little blood.
And I want to try to heal him with
All right, this is going to be a
kit.
patch-up roll
Okay.
with your expertise.
How is expertise -1? What's that up with the game? Huh? Nope, I got a 5.
Oh, I did 6.
Do I get any help because I have a medical kit?
Unfortunately not.
I'm sorry, I really don't know the human
Ah!
anatomy.
Oh! You really don't. And
Okay,
I think it with him vodka-ing it, it's already sterilized, and you
Okay.
managed to tie it a little tighter. But you're an android. You don't understand
Sure.
human strength or whatever. And when you grab like his leg or whatever, it
Ow.
leaves a deep sort
Yeah,
of indentation.
that's-
He has to like muffle back a scream, biting his sleeve.
Okay, that's better, right?
Yeah, and you hear Woody as Genevieve is about to come around the corner. She hasn't seen you yet.
Woody, I think this is my chance. I'm gonna make a break for it. But before I go, I just want you to know that you have a friend in me. And I walk out.
Damn it, Sarah.
Wait.
Yeah.
And he's I don't know if this is a dream or not. And he sort of slides a very bloody communicator over to you.
Ooh.
It's a basic tool for accessing any net and getting in contact with
Thank
people.
you.
It's a radio, sort of omni tool sort of
Okay,
thing.
cool.
It's covered in blood. And probably pee, because he was very scared.
Woody, you didn't have to decorate it for me. It was so sweet. Okay, bye, Woody.
Bye.
Get better.
Genevieve, help!
Painted it red.
Painted it red for me.
where are
Your
you headed?
favorite color. I want to go out the back door, if there is a back door.
Definitely a window that you can sort of
Sure.
lift up
Just
and go on
sneaking out. Yeah.
As you pass by this alleyway, you see the strange scene that I'm about to describe.
Okay, great. And while I'm walking, I just want to try to be a normal walk. Like, this is how humans walk.
2d6
Okay.
plus influence.
Okay.
You got a +3, right?
I've got a +2.
That's a failure.
What'd you roll? 5.
You're
No,
walking
no,
like...
a 6. But
It's
yeah.
still a failure. You're like dabbing.
Dab
and
it out,
stuff.
dab it out.
You saw it on a video, so
Yes.
you throw that in there. every
Just
once in a
dabbing
while.
in the old west.
But like a quick twitch, just like walking.
Faster than any human should be able to dab.
That's
Because you're an
hilarious.
android. The
That's
servo.
hilarious.
And you see Fajitsky in the weirdest Mexican standoff that anybody's ever seen.
When I spy him, I'll do like the cartoon, like watch from the wall. Yeah, exactly.
Like over from the wall.
Like I
Disney
see him and I go,
original
I
Johnny
back
My
it up.
shield grunt.
Your meat shield grunt, who I've decided is named Franco.
Oh, Franco.
And not that he could tell you, because his gun is still in his mouth. His
Hot
gun
gun
is
is in
still...
his mouth,
Fajitsky's stone cold.
Oh, yeah, so cold.
So you guys are wandering...
There's a dog in trouble.
You guys are sort of slowly but
All
steadily
about it.
walking south as they are trying to almost get a bead on you or a flank, and maybe you sort of jerk it off to the side so they like retreat a little bit. What do you do?
He keeps walking, and as if they try to get to the side, he kind of sticks the gun deep into the guy's mouth. He's like, "You guys stay where I can see. Yeah, why don't you?"
I don't even think this requires a roll because it is important to them. This is when Bull, Margaret Lee, and Abraham Claiborne arrive and see the completely destroyed comms tower and realize what that means. No sector net. Nobody's coming to help. No internet.
What does that mean?
Did you just say that about the world? Sure, you point at a rock.
What does that mean?
If you want to know, 2d6 for an assessment.
I don't think Bull wants to know.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's just like
Okay.
It means that communications are down and we have full license to royally fuck these guys up. And I'm gonna like take cover behind the comms tower and I want to
You see this scene.
I want to take a shot at the commander.
Margaret Lee.
If I see him in a standoff with another citizen, fuck
So,
him.
from this angle, I know that you can't see the commander. You can see the grunt on the right.
I'll take him.
Great. Margaret Lee and Bull, because we're going to be doing this now in that famous initiative order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is a reroll. 6 is a reroll. 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's going to be
Oh,
Jesse as you
cool.
walk around the side. You see the reinforcements now that you know that they are, and these 3 and these 2.
Okay, cool. Well, this isn't really like heavy combat roll, but you can tell me if this is. If not,
I
I'd
am
rather
a D20.
delay. If this counts as my turn,
Sure.
I'd rather delay it.
You
but
can
I
delay
want to just try to make it to the other side of the building without being spotted.
It is not a
Okay,
turn.
great. Yeah, awesome. Then I'll delay.
Take the shot.
Great, so it's plus metal, right?
If you're taking a long-range shot to launch an assault, yes.
That is the what I'm doing. Plus metal. 4. Shit, 6.
The shot goes wide, and I think it's because at the last moment a citizen tries to make a break for it, and you jerking the rifle off to the side just shatter a window at the Quick Fix, the local small garage in town. And poof! Now these 3 are immediately returning fire at you, and one of them manages to clip you just on the shoulder for a minor injury.
Okay.
If you already have a minor injury, it scales up to a major injury.
So I have a major.
So it fills in minor.
Okay.
Because it's from far away and it just sort of clips you.
So I have a major and a minor right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
And your next one will be, I think, a critical?
A severe.
A severe.
is that how we fuck them?
Fajitsky. A shot has broken out and they are immediately ducking and covering and returning fire up there.
I yell out, "You guys better drop your fucking weapons. Those are my buddies. Those are my fucking buddies."
Awesome. Give me a 2d6 plus influence.
Come on.
And in the midst of that, I say,
8. Great. One of them begins to lose his nerve and walk away.
Ooh, that's mine.
walk away, and he doesn't drop his weapon, but he holds it up in the air, and he says, "Hey, boss, this is looking pretty bad." And next in the order is Bull.
Yeah, I say, shoot the guys in the uniforms.
So I know they're on the other side of the bar. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, frick.
I jump jet over the bar.
Okay, that's better than I thought.
And as I crest the zenith of the jump, I just want to analyze the situation on the ground. Is there one that seems to be in charge?
Yes, the
Or
one
have a bigger gun?
helmet and gun. He is bigger. If you want to assess, give me an assessment.
Okay. Double sixes.
It's
Yes.
perfect understanding. Beep boop. Leader.
The Terminator visions.
Everything from Earth makes sense. All the programming, all the whatever you would call robot training. You have Terminator visioned the commander. You have a split second as you are now
Cool.
no longer under power, just sort of sailing like a beautiful.
I just want to come down on top of him with my fist.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I want to
Okay.
create pulp.
Yeah.
This is a launch assault. Because though your fists are a close weapon, you had to angle it from
Yeah.
far away. Great, so give me 2d6 plus metal.
Okay.
And you are made of metal.
Ooh.
You can
Not
add your
very
data point
good.
if you want.
Can I
Oh,
have
I
my
can.
point?
You got a data point. No, you can't because it's your roll, unfortunately.
Oh, got it.
But you just got a data point on this guy because it was double sixes.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
wait.
so then... Oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill this guy, hopefully.
As you
Yes.
absolutely splatter. What are the tags on your fists?
My fist is destructive, impact, penetrating, and heavy.
Wow.
A sight that nobody has seen for 120 years is a bot like Bull.
Because it's heavy.
Wow.
I'm
Leaping
stronger, so I have
with
all
his
those.
jump jets over the bar and smashing into an enemy combatant like this, and there is nothing left. It's Gibbs. it's not what guns should do, and it's a reason why things like Bull were outlawed. Because not only do you smash this guy, reducing him into air, you knock this guy directly over into the quick fix with the force of his explosion, knocking him to his knees. His gun
Can I
is
still
in-
see him?
Yes.
I am going to fuck you now.
Let me remove this guy.
I just look at Margaret and I say, good find. Shit.
Margaret Lee.
Are there power cords on the tower?
Yes, and they're sparking. The screeching metal has the crushed metal of this tower that Claiborne is sort of ducked up behind for his long range shooting has sheared a couple live wires. They're still hooked up to the generator somewhere in town, but they are, as a tower, fucked.
There's no way I could make it like a whip, right? And try to like whip that guy with one?
Not from that distance, especially, because you would have to then get it and then walk way closer for a whip, because it would be a close range weapon. It's not a far range weapon for a whip. Also, you might shock yourself. I feel like you just know this looking at
Yeah.
technically.
I'm just gonna run towards one and take my hammer out and just bop him in the face.
Give me
Actually, I just want to like sideswipe them with my hammer in the face.
Give me 2d6 plus tough, or metal, because this is going to be a physically difficult move. It's going to be a move before your move, just to get there in time.
Got it.
Right.
Nice.
Perfect success.
Yes!
You managed to get all the way through, and at the very edge of your sprinting range, deliver a blow. Give me 2d6 now for a launch assault, which is, I believe, physique.
Yes.
7.
Okay, but you do. And you bring down this hammer and a giant arcing sideways hit and a mini explosion. Not quite as concussive and bloody as the one that this poor guy got gibbed by. He is maybe just getting back to his feet, and you bring it around and hit him right in the chest plate, poof, and it knocks him directly back against the wall. He's dropped his long gun while gasping for air as you knock the air out of him and bleeding profusely, fumbling for his pistol.
Margaret Lee is fucking you.
That's right, Bull.
Jesse,
I feel like I see all of it, hopefully.
All of
Like
it.
I've moved up.
you see all of this.
Oh my stars, this is a real rodeo. Well, JC, time to pull up your bootstraps and live in one jet shoes to this guy.
The one that is closest to the wide open.
Yes.
Great. To do what?
Lasso. Well, I guess I don't have to go that far.
Yeah, however
I
far you
lasso him and with the knives and the lasso.
This would be, I believe, a launch assault.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
yes.
Oh, nat 12.
Nat 12.
Nat 12.
Yeah, dude.
Nat 12.
Robots are killing the shit out of some organics
fuck,
right
dude.
now.
Wait,
Fuck
so
organic.
I used to think that these were snake eyes.
So
And I would
spider
roll up
snake
and I would say,
eyes.
snake eye!
I'm going to take this guy out of commission.
Okay.
He is alive as you do this.
Wrangle him.
You wrangle him, and the knives on the inside, because this was never meant to actually be used as a lasso. It seems like a bit of an oversight
Yeah,
that they made
true.
these androids killing machines. Are
Just in case.
Or maybe
severely
not.
biting deeply into his armor and through the greaves, and are now beginning to get to skin and muscle.
Perfect.
He is not dead, but he is completely fucked.
Yeah, he's a little. He's just like a little cattle. Now lay down, little lamb, lay down.
I think you managed to use this weight against him,
Perfect.
maybe with your jet shoes, and just sort of
True
deftly-
rodeo, like
Yeah.
boom, you're down. My foot is on your chest.
Absolutely.
Boom.
And
Great.
this guy is down. Fajitsky, oh no, sorry, Claiborne.
So Fajitsky's got the one,
Yeah.
and he's still got the gun in the mouth. That one's out of commission. Commander is splat.
And this guy is fumbling for his gun, wheezing as the blood and the air has been knocked out of him by Margaret Lee.
Can I get a good shot on that guy from where I'm at?
Yeah, if you move just down to here.
Yeah, I'll move over a little bit and take another shot as I'm like approaching.
We're playing Calvin Ball with distance here. It's
Great.
not like D&D. So give me, that would be an open fire plus metal. Yeah.
Plus metal is gonna be an 8.
Nice.
I think you actually have to shoot through 2 windows.
That's fine because it'll go through the windows and then it'll go through him because it is a penetrating plasma rifle.
and
my
through
God.
into the warehouse behind him, because that's the way that worked out. Margaret Lee, this guy that you just bombed the shit out of with your hammer and was frantically scrambling for his pistol, anything to save his life, just sort of sizzles and convulses as a plasma bolt goes back out through him and lodges itself in a warehouse. And combat, such as it is over. Fujitsu,
Oh.
you have a guy.
Yeah.
You have him.
He's mine. I got my fucking knife thing around his neck and fucking gun in his mouth.
Give us a button.
A button?
What do you do?
He slits the guy's throat.
That's a fucking button.
And that's where we'll end tonight.
A cold I know, 'cause I got keep cold and take a super oh sasa ya ite changed. So I know Takeka, Egypto no shesha. Need more vocals. Oh, cool.
Well, howdy there, space partners. Thank you for listening to episode 1 of Manifest, our newest side quest here at the Quest Company. I want to go ahead and say thank you to Noah, who won our side quest contest and picked out futuristic Wild West for us to do. We've been really excited to get rolling on this one ever since the side quest contest wrapped up, and we are so excited to be playing on the Uncharted World system. It's really a fun way of playing, very narrative driven and so collaborative, and we are having a great time. If you enjoyed this first episode of Manifest, and if you enjoy the rest of the content we produce, please let us know. Subscribe or give us a rating or review on iTunes, or drop us a line on any of our social medias. You can find us at The Quest Company, or leave us a comment on our contact page of our website, questcompanypodcast.com. It's really awesome anytime we get feedback from you guys, and that back and forth is so cool, and we really thrive on that. So please let us know what you think and what we can do and things that you want us to do moving forward. So you guys know, moving forward, how things are going to work with side quests for a while. We are still going to be putting out main quest episodes as usual. but Lytus is out of town for a good chunk of the summer. So what we've done is we've got a few episodes in the tank of Manifest. Then once we get through those, we actually pre-recorded a whole mini arc. The Dirty Boys did. So Andrew, Joe, and I have another thing that we will have to fill in the space between the end of the Manifest episodes that we have in the tank, and then when Joe gets back. Obviously, that means no Xanathar files for a little bit either, but we are happy to have a steady stream of content coming at you. And then when he gets back, we'll get right back on the wagon with this. I'd like to thank Joe Lytus for editing this episode, as well as all of the incredible artists whose music we are using for this arc. Thank you to our very own Joe Cash for the Manifest theme. So long, Snace Cowboy. Thank you to TabletopAudio.com for the track Crossroads. Thanks to Chris Zabriskie for Air Hockey Saloon. Vex to Nightmare for the song Cowboy. Thank you to Lumpfish for The Doctor. Thanks to Dr. Turtle for the Talons of Adventure, the Antlers of Romance. Thanks to Cobra Avec Longo Panther for Tumbleweed, and Jimmy Cousins for Cowboy Samurai. Also, thanks for additional sound design, Zaggy2 and Scream Studio. That's all for me. We'll see you next time on Manifest.